Today I decided to start some seeds. These wicking beds are great for plants that are already established, but they take a little more work for seeds. So I've got this little starter set here. And I'm gonna do, these are some things that we couldn't find around town that we wanted to plant. So we've got some beets, marigolds, and a couple different varieties of nasturtiums, which are edible flowers. Thought that would be fun. So I've been taking a lot of notes about what we're doing here. So I've got a little grid drawn so that I can remember what this is planted with, because I can see how it could be super confusing once they start sprouting and you don't really know what's what till they get pretty big. So I'm gonna do this today, get these going, see how it does. I'm going to start with the beets, Detroit Dark Red Morse strain. These say to plant them about 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep, and they should germinate in 8 to 10 days, harvest in about 60 days. So according to our grid, plant is in the first 2 rows. Put a couple in each pot just to hedge our bets, because one of them does not germinate. Two sections are going to be, actually the next 3 sections, marigold, French double dwarf. These are going to go 1/4 inch down, 5 to 8 days for germination, and days to bloom 30 to 45. So these marigolds are supposed to be good for pest control. So weird looking. Okay, next, the nasturtium. This is Alaska variety. These are edible flowers, so these are going to be cool. These are 1/2 to 1 inch deep. Days to germination 8 to 12, and days to bloom 32 to 40. These are a little different. These are bigger. Let's see how many we have here. We're going to plant 3 rows of this. So we are here. How many we have? These are my kind of seeds. They're big enough that you can actually see them. Okay, I'm going to put a few of them with 2, just like I said, to hedge our bets. Okay, put these down in there. Last group is nasturtium dwarf jewel mixed colors. Okay, 1/2 to 1 inch deep. Days to germination 7 to 14. Days to bloom 32 to 40. Okay. Same thing. Nice big seeds. That away. And we'll find a good spot to set them out here and let them grow. Okay, I'll give you a tour from the ground level of the courtyard. Got our little seeds started over here. Got our wildflower seeds started in those pots. The lights.
Hello. Here we are on our new courtyard. We finally, I think we put the finishing touches on it. As you can see, we've added some lights. We got all the beds done. Everything is pretty much done here. Jana's been really busy with all the planting. And you want to tell them about some of that, or?
Yeah, as you saw earlier, I got the seeds planted over there, and we made a little chalkboard to keep track of the germination date and the bloom or harvest date, just to have it handy. That way if we get too far off track, we'll know we're in trouble.
Yeah. We had planned to maybe hang out here and have a beer and get the fire going, and it's stage 1 fire restrictions, so no fires.
But there will still be beers.
There will still be beers later. So we've been working pretty hard on this. This is a lot of work.
Tom did such a great job on the lights. He made some little hooks out of rebar for the corners to hold the lights, and then we've got them running inside the building here temporarily through our temporary wall. We've got all the beds planted, all kinds of things growing.
And the crazy part is now these are all wicking beds, of course. I think every plant is happy except for one, and it was unhappy pretty much the day we planted it. The tomatillo is kind of, it wasn't happy but the rest, everything else, is really nice.
Yeah, it looks so good. So we talked a little bit in the past about our costs. Each bed was $180 in materials because we didn't have to buy the wood, which was great. It was already here. And then we spent about another, so that was $720, right, for 4 beds, if my math is correct. Then we spent another almost $400 on pea gravel, edging, and mulch. So we're in for about $1,100, a little over $1,100 for this whole thing, which is pretty cool.
Pretty good. And we got we got a new plant over here. It's kind of turning tropical on us a little bit. We got a lime and a lemon tree. It is an orangerie, right? Orangerie is supposed to have citrus or, you know, tropical stuff. So someday this will be covered. We'll maybe have a little platform up here to see over the wall. And then we kind of decided, you know, right now today, this is the fireplace or fire pit, but what did you think that might be eventually?
Oh, so we talked yesterday about how this would be an awesome dining space.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe when we take because we're going to have to take the fire pit out when we put the roof on.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of relocate it outside the courtyard. But we thought about, what about putting like a big long table?
Yeah, just finish the patio in here, put in more stones and rocks, and just right about where that's at, put some kind of a table. So yeah,
I think that would be an awesome place to.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, because our
hang
kitchen is going to be right on the other side of that door, basically kind of around the corner. So yeah, this will be a good spot to come out and a little place to sit at a table. Yeah, be kind of nice. That's what you're supposed to do, I think, in an orangerie. I guess that's in Europe. That's what they do. It's kind of a, you know, it's not just a greenhouse. It's a place where you sit and have a cup of coffee or a drink, and it's like a hangout place, not just a garden.
Yeah, and of course these walls will be a different color. They'll probably be more of a white to match the rest of the house. And then they'll be capped off with the black metal. I don't know if we've talked about that before, but along that top edge. With some wood accents in here as well.
Different than this wood.
Yeah, different than this wood.
Maybe some kind of really pretty, you know, kind of maybe like our planter box is something that's real nice.
Yeah, and we've been looking at doors for this entryway over here.
You gotta try to show them what we've done.
Yeah, Tom built us a door today, actually.
This is just a temporary thing to kind of
keep the animals out. We haven't seen any deer out here, but we've seen
we're
elk
afraid they're going to come in and eat everything.
Yeah, and we would be so sad. But we want a cool wooden door, arch door, obviously. But for now, Tom built this door today, which is a little hard to wrangle.
Making that look hard.
That's pretty heavy.
There.
So it locks.
Just
It
be a
works.
little spin lock.
Yeah, you did so good on that. That was so clever. We just started talking about it today at lunch, and by the end of the day, ta-da, he's got it built.
We're really just trying to keep we keep people out too, but deer out
Yeah.
as well, or any kind of animals that want to come in here and eat some of this. The deer, I mean, they are out here. I was talking to a fella at the local hardware store, and we were talking about building the beds. He said, yeah, I used to have some wicking beds, like, you know, or raised planters. He said, I finally got rid of them. I got tired of feeding the deer. So they're out here. I'm just afraid they'll, you know, if they're out here and they smell something, and now we got some really good smelly stuff. We got the peppermint, we got the rosemary, all these flowers. They smell something, they'll come in, and all of a sudden they think they're at a smorgasbord, you know, or a salad bar. They're going to eat everything. So we're not going to, this is our way to prevent that. It's just temporary. We're looking at actually putting in well, we don't have our building permit yet, but we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can find a door that will work. It's probably going to have a lead time anyway. We'll try to get a door in there, like a real door, but that's a temporary stopgap measure just to keep the animals out. So.
But we're pretty proud of our accomplishment. This took us a lot of time and thinking, but not very much money.
A lot of sweat equity.
A lot of sweat equity.
like 50 gallons of sweat. Like we have a barrel in there full of sweat. Not really, but we could. We don't. We typically don't save our sweat.
It hasn't been that hot. Well, it was in the 80s today, but the sun is so bright and hot. So it kind of wears you out. But
so, ta-da!
Yay, us.
Stay tuned.
And the next project, just in case you think we're bored, is weeds. Weeds, this is all around the outside of the courtyard. So we're gonna work on getting rid of these. We've got some thistle growing up there, which is a big no-no out here. So we're gonna work on this, kind of see what this rock actually looks like without being covered in stuff. We think there's a wall down here that goes down about 3 or 4 feet, but it's gonna take some equipment to find that out for sure. But yep, next project coming up.